Well, hopefully you guys hear me okay. Do I have the thing turned on? Yes, I do. Did that last time, and nope, not doing that again. Good. We'll get this started in about a few minutes. I'm just gonna make sure the stream quality is good and the internet decides to work properly. And then we'll get back to it. So, how's your night going for you, Wolf? No, good to hear. Yeah, kind of the same idea. I got some free time, so I decided to jump back into it and try and... Well, we'll see how far I get this episode, but... I think it'll be one more, but depends on how long I want to play for, but I might get it done. Finish this game tonight. Just gonna give it a couple more minutes and then I'm gonna get started. And everything seems to be pretty good, better than part 2 where Sun screwed up and it didn't show my live stream to people, I think. It was kind of a dead night. And then I checked the feed afterwards, it had a different title and everything, so I think that's kind of screwed it up. But you seem to have found it pretty good this time, so everything must be good to go. Oh, no.
Flesh.
Oops.
Bone.
Shit.
Bound together with the oddest magical
not starting
incantation.
one. Fuck.
This wretched book is where it all began so long ago.
Reset button.
Before time. Before humanity. I am Dr. Edward Roivas. I am a clinical psychologist. I am also dead. This is not my story, nor even the story of the Roivas family. It is the story of humanity.
Well, this will
Like
be good.
it or
Gives
not,
a little test to
believe
make
it
sure
or
it's
not,
running
as you
properly.
will. Your perceptions will
just
not
on a
change reality,
static screen.
but simply color it. Humanity has been on the edge of extinction for 2 millennia, ignorant of so much and dependent on so few. The Guardians grow restless. Their time once again near. Whether by fate or misfortune, my family has crossed their path, and they didn't take kindly to it. Their attention turns to my granddaughter, for she is the last of my line,
I hate that you can't skip
and the
these.
last hope for
At least on the
humanity.
first playthrough. A bit. Fuck. can't believe I fucking clicked on that. I'm such an idiot. Oh well.
Hello?
Miss Alexandra Roivas?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Inspector LeGrasse of the Rhode Island Police. I'm sorry to disturb you.
Oh, I know, it's...
There's been...
I laugh at it every fucking time. It's so spastic
I'll be on the
and
next flight
like
out.
automatic. The only time I'll ever do that is at the beginning of the game because... Well, I generally never run out of ammo. Game is actually pretty competent
Miss
with
Roivas, I'm pleased to meet
giving
you.
you a good amount.
Trust you had a pleasant trip?
Yes, I suppose so, considering.
Yes, my condolences. This is most unpleasant. It's a shame we couldn't meet under brighter circumstances.
Yes, it is. Can we get this over with, please?
Of course, this way. But I must warn you, it's not a pleasant sight. I'm afraid there's not much to see. Miss Roivas, is that your grandfather, Edward?
Well, the nice thing about this
Yes,
game, too, is that they actually give you swords and
He's
stuff to
wearing our
use, so
family ring.
even if you run out of ammo, when the game does allow you to use guns,
I don't
you're
understand.
still got something
Why are
to
you
go with
showing
it. It's
me
not like
this?
the knives
Can't
and
you check dental records or something?
early
What's
Resident
wrong
Evil
with
games where
you?
they're useless. In this game, they're actually prefer using
I'm
melee weapons
sorry.
over guns.
It's my job, lady. You're the only living relative, and no, we can't check dental records. There's no head. No, none of this makes sense. There's no sign of intrusion, and there was certainly a lot of force used here. I have never seen anything like this in
Yeah,
my 20 years on the
It
force.
can be. And I agree with you on
no
that.
evidence except for the body. And what's
Especially if
left
you're
doesn't
using
say
one of
much.
your favorite guns in a game, too.
We don't have a single clue.
Well, you better find out who did this. I'm not leaving Rhode Island until you do. There must be some clue in this old mansion revealing what happened. I want answers.
So do I. I wish I had some.
Okay, now I can actually get to the game. Didn't mean to start a new one. I meant to start where I left off. So now I can actually start the game properly. Okay. Now I gotta try and remember where the hell I'm going. Basically, ancient monsters trying to take over the world. You try and stop it. In a creepy survival horror type of game. The main gimmick of this game, the main gimmick of Eternal Darkness is being hallucinate, sometimes breaking the fourth. Actually, here's a good one right now. Connection. I'll pause real. Alright, well, let me know if it's working better now. Fortunately, that's the... I mean, I've talked about it enough times on my live streams, but I'm at the mercy of my internet, and, well, even when I got a wired connection, it decides it wants to be crap. Sometimes. Not much I can do about it, just hopefully it fucks off and lets me do my thing. I changed the settings a bit, so hopefully it works a little bit better now. So let's get back into it, I guess. Seeing the piano stirred up distant recollections, not recollections, of Paul Luther's story in Alex's mind. The echoes of those notes within the cathedral echo within her own consciousness. Her hands are drawn to the keys, almost of their own accord. Should Alex play the piano? Yes, she should. So, and that's another main thing about Eternal Darkness, is that you play different chapters as different people, and they're all interconnected with each other. And in the previous chapter, there was a part where you had to play the piano and collect this piece of paper, which now she remembers. So let's see if I can remember. There we go. And you actually, at the end of each chapter or stage, in a sense, you come back to play as her, and you go exploring the mansion to collect more chapter pieces and other items. And it's happening again. Great. How's it now?
Who are you?
I am your lord and conqueror.
What manner of forsaken being are you?
So, you can see me in my true form. You are a gifted man. Take this one and use him as the foundation for the pillar.
Hopefully it
He is special
maintains a
and should be
steadier
given a
stream. It might be a
special
little bit
place among the suffering.
screen blurs a bit because I had to lower the bandwidth, but we'll see what happens. Okay. Alright, well, let's get into it.
Much has been written about the exploits of conquerors. In the context of history, one man's champion is another man's nemesis, hero or murderer. Much has been written, but what has not is far more interesting. The Tome of Eternal Darkness mentions a Venetian artist and architect of the Renaissance, named Roberto Bianchi. Roaming abroad to find inspiration, he was captured by a warlord expanding his empire. He forced Roberto to use his architectural and engineering skills to construct a monument to his greatness. To complete his task, he must survey the site.
To be honest, I don't really blame you. I probably would too. If you want to check it out, I'll be here when you get back.
Survey the site quickly, dog, and maybe you'll live long enough to see the sacrament's construction. Did you think we would trust you, Bianchi? Even though you are graced with the generosity of our liege, you are still his prisoner. As I said, finish your work quickly, and maybe we'll drag you out of this hole.
Alright, so... the foundation for the monument has been constructed, but it has suffered some damage. The rest of the complex is unknown, and Roberto must discover if construction can continue. So, torch, equip. Oh yeah, this is... I hate playing as him. So, as I talked about in previous live streams of this game, each character has their own stats and weapons and such. For example, he has decent health, kind of okay sanity, but his magic meter sucks. But also his stamina and running speed is fucking horrible. I do not like playing as Roberto in this game. I'll have to check it out later. Oh, wrong way. And I got no way to fight these guys yet. Shit. And you're already out of breath. Way to go. Famine should, yes. Structure around here shows signs of stress. It is far from sound. Perhaps with some reinforcement, it might be able to suit the requirements of the monument. Sounds like it. There. We're gonna go back and kill that fucking thing. Actually, no, we'll save it for later. Get the book first. Should he pull over? Yes, he should. Of course, didn't need to push that. Nice thing about the mummy zombies, they burn with one hit. Same with the regular zombies, but these blue ones, no. You're gonna have to actually fight them. But the nice thing is, the head chops off easily. Because they're not the red ones, their limbs won't go back. Not finishing him off real quick because I want my sanity meter to be down enough to actually make the sanity gimmick actually worthwhile. There we go. These guys you can actually burn with fire too in one kill, or one hit. But everything else, no, you're gonna have to use guns if you're in the sentry that allows it, or weapons. Take that. Crossbow we probably won't use too much because it's not the strongest weapon. We'll be using those on a certain type of enemy a little bit later. Map, make sure I'm not missing anything. Now we're finally getting the book of Eternal Darkness, which will allow you to use magic in this game, which is also this game's other main gimmick. Well, we'll show it off right now. Spell, okay. Now, basically what I just cast was the shield spell, which will protect you from, actually, use the crossbow right now. But as I was saying, the shield spell protects you from hits. It also protects you from sanity drainage, which can be a bit of a downside if you're trying to go for lower sanity, but considering I'm already near the bottom of the barrel to begin with, so I don't have to worry too much. These red guys, they will regrow their limbs if you don't take them out quickly enough. Get out of the way. This one, these guys, the zombies, I'm gonna finish because, well, they regrow their limbs and they will get back up. These guys won't though once you take them out. Detail. Okay. Pick it up. Summon zombie. I already figured that spell out. Because when you have the lower sanity, it'll start springing sanity effects, which makes the playthrough a lot more fun and interesting. Where if I keep the sanity high, none of the weird gimmicks and sanity effects, they won't happen if you do that. So that's why I keep my sanity down to a certain point. Otherwise, it'd be kind of boring to play through. Refrain on using the shield spell for a little bit because it's blocked me from having my sanity drained a little bit longer. Obviously don't step there or else you're gonna die and it's be an instant game over. Detail. Ravaged corpses litter the room. Their flesh has been devoured in places and decomposition has already set in. These guys, you kind of want to make sure you take their head out quickly enough because the blue ones will start doing this weird chant-like thing, and if they get to a certain point, they'll blow up, and if you're in the area of their explosion, you'll get hurt badly, and sometimes they can box you in, and then you're fucked. So yeah, don't let that happen. Do I gotta be back in here again? I hope not. Actually, there's an insanity effect right there. Some of them are kind of goofy, but at the time, they were pretty cool.
Happening.
Door's locked. Alright, so... Whoa, fuck you. Okay, these guys can't actually hurt you, but they'll send you to a different place that actually kind of acts as a refill area. But yeah, this game is actually pretty forgiving when it comes to punishing the player, just other than make sure you save at points. I usually do it after every chapter because if you don't, you gotta go all the way back to your last save state, and if you didn't save for a couple chapters, well, you're doing those chapters all over again. Another thing, if you move while using a magic spell, or if you get hit, then that's it. It automatically cancels out, you lose your magic, and then you gotta wait for it to recharge. So as you can see right there, his head kind of grew a bit. Him. I guess it didn't matter. Okay. Spell list. Reveal invisible cast. I need a 5 point. Oh, yeah, okay. I forgot. I could be using that summoning spell a little bit later.
Help me, Grandpa. I can't take this anymore.
Don't be so weak, Alex. You have a stronger mind than this. I didn't bring up a weakling. Not a scared wretch of a girl.
You kept all this from me. You kept me alone. You shared nothing with me.
I couldn't. I could never give you the burden. I just wanted you to grow up. To grow up and leave me alone. Why couldn't you have been killed with your parents?
This isn't really happening!
Yeah, go back up. Another thing I talked about in the previous episode, make sure you collect these. There's 3 of them in 3 chapters. You collect all of them, you'll actually get a secret weapon at the end of the game. If you miss one, then, well, you're boned. Yeah, it's actually, he starts out nice, but then he starts getting, like, really demented near the end of the game. It's actually pretty creepy.
Dear Pardon, Heretic Zelda Pardon.
Their zombie has been summoned, press attack. And things can be targeted. Now, obviously, I am not going to step on that button, but he will. Do that to unlock that. Now, one of the things in the first episode that really shows off is the ancients. Yeah, there's 3 different alignments in this game, and they all range in difficulty. I chose the hardest difficulty for this run because, well, these have some form of challenge. But the cool thing is in this game, the different alignments will actually go after each other first before they go after you. So you can use that to your advantage if you're looking to try and dodge them.
Venture no further, or be struck down where you stand.
Who? What?
I am the guardian of this temple, the Forbidden City. None shall enter except the chosen. Speak. You are the chosen. For many years I have tested those who came here, and all have failed. You are unaffected by the power I wield, and thus must surely be the chosen.
I?
Once I was as you were, confused and without answers. Yet they came in time.
And
now my duty is
if you're wondering, yes, we did play as him in a previous chapter. It's actually my favorite chapter in the game because he gets really awesome weapons and he's just got really great stats all around. Roberto can feel the acidic touch of the artifact's magic reaching towards him. Using a shred of cloth from his robes to shield his hands, he retrieves the... I can't even say it. Hovering artifact. Brain fart. So all that's left now is to basically examine all the stuff I haven't examined yet. Well, I forget the word now, but I'm gonna have to be checking my map. This is another reason why I'm not the biggest fan of this chapter. Because... oh, I actually got all of them except for the one area that I haven't been to yet. Good. Eat it. I think one guy, eating it was enough. Well, not really eating it, trying to touch it, that turned him into a fucking, I don't know, I guess they call him a warlock in this game, so... He turns into be the main bad guy of the game, so... Okay. Sanity effect.
This can't be happening!
Alright, this is where I'm gonna have to use this shield spell. You ever see yellow stuff on the floor? Make sure you got your shield spell ready to go because it'll hurt you. I guess it'd help if I logged on it. Detail. Yes. Thankfully, this isn't too long of a chapter. I believe the one after this, though, is gonna take a little bit. Can't wait to be done with him because this guy's stamina sucks.
Don't. It's sadness.
Another one. I wish that was possible, but it isn't.
This can't be happening!
The only thing that sucks about this chapter, too, is that they make you go all the way back to the beginning to end it. In some ways it's a minor thing, but it's still a pain in the ass. why I wish they would do a remake of this game, or even a sequel or something, because it needs it. It deserves one too.
And what news do you bring me, Architect?
The foundations are infested. Demons and devils. Many lives will be lost if you try to build there.
You have done well to complete your goal, Bianchi. The construction will continue as planned.
But the demons! You'd be insane to build there.
Silence, dog! What dwells beneath the Forbidden City is the very reason it was built. For you to understand, you must witness it firsthand. Let me educate you. Guards! Put this one with the others of the sacrifice. I am the Scourge of God, appointed to chastise you, since no one knows the remedy for your iniquity except me. You are wicked, but I am more wicked than you, so be silent. Now you, Architect, you are about to make your largest contribution to this project.
Another theme for this game. Most of the characters end in death. Unseen force guides Alex's hands towards the painting, compelling her to look behind it. She reaches out and pulls back the painting, and discovers the chapter page hidden behind it. Obviously, since a familiarity overcomes her as the chapter page comes to her fingers, so does the realization that Roberto's spirits is aiding her. Spirit. Can't speak. Yep, exactly.
The Black Guardian grows restless, my liege. Its hunger increases, and the binding continues to weaken. We feed it flesh, but I fear it will not guard the relic too much longer.
There is no choice in the matter. It must remain and guard the artifact until the time of planetary alignment. After that, the Guardian may return to its lair. Our master does not like failure. It is imperative to keep the binding intact.
Then we have to find more flesh and bone.
The war to end all wars redefined how mankind looked at war and the value of human life. Over 19,000 men lost their lives every day in the trenches of the Somme. Some say uselessly, some invoke a higher cause. I read accounts of the slaughter from many journalists who spent time in the trenches, but I found the account of a certain Peter Jacob to be the most horrible of all. His implication about the ancients' involvement with the war was hideous and so obvious. With the horror of the Battle of the Somme scant miles away and the distant echoes of pounding artillery, a young journalist named Peter Jacob researched his latest story from the front lines. His grim task brought him to Oubliette Cathedral, now transformed into a field hospital.
I find no solace in the purpose behind all the senseless violence that surrounds me. Young men die at a rate unheard of in centuries of warfare. Shelling, machine guns, mustard gas. Rip, pierce, burn their flesh. Men soak gauze in their own urine to stop the insidious gas. The hospitals here cannot cope with the torrent of wounded.
Detail. Soldier letter lies on the table, waiting to be seen. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, as you can see, his stats in terms of his sanity, magic, and health are different. Peter's not the worst character to play as in the game, but he's not my favorite. First letter from Private Reginald Jackson to his love, Margaret. I was admitted to this hospital on Tuesday. The damage caused to my legs was slight, but there's no way that I could ever walk normally again. I hate this place. Every day I'm reminded that I'll never be able to do the things I love. The hospital is a very strange place. Converted from an old cathedral. There's an odd atmosphere about it. Silent, but for the words of the wounded calling out in the night. There's no doubt it is haunted. What I find most odd in this place is that you never see anyone leave during the day. It's not right. No goodbyes or farewells. Just an empty bed when you wake. Finds a sealed envelope. Yeah, pick it up. Open it up. Soldier's orders. Check. Not use check. An official note, an army regulation, stationary. The note reads, Private Thompson, bleh, by order of Lieutenant Hargraves, on behalf of the HRH, George V., you are to leave your post of duty and rally in the street outside Oubliette Cathedral. Further orders will be presented at the rallying point. God save the King. I think unfortunately he has crap stamina too, so I'll be slowing down a lot of the time when it comes to running because, well, he runs out of fucking breath too easily. I'll take this. Equip it. Unfortunately, the gun doesn't really do much in this chapter. Against certain enemies, anyway. Now, one thing I like to do, especially in this level, is cast the enchant spell on my gun, because not only does it increase the gun's power, it also acts as like a torch. Now, what I killed right there is called a bone thief. You see that woman trying to attack me? They burrow into other people and they'll start trying to attack you. They can also try and burrow into you, and if they do, well, it's an instant game over. So obviously you don't want that. Second letter from Private Reginald Jackson. I've been here for over a week now, and there's no word when I'll be allowed to leave. Strange things have happened. At night, the sounds of the hospital change. Echoes of the voices that don't belong to anyone haunt the walls and corridors. The restless ghosts, perhaps, or sounds of movement or whispers. I've been at wars. I've seen war firsthand, and the sounds at night in this hospital scare me more than I ever thought possible. What is going on here at night? Why do I feel so threatened? My fears are worsened by the talk of the young soldiers. One said he had heard cries for help in the middle of the night, cries that were only answered by snarls of rage, and not compassion. Another said Lance Corporal Haskell had not been discharged, but had gone missing. I stared at his empty bed with a sense of unholy dread gnawing at my heart. Yeah, that's the thing about this game. It's not scary by any means. It's, at best, it can get kind of creepy. But I really enjoy it. It's actually one of my favorite games because it's pretty unique in its story and presentation and atmosphere that I get a kick out of it. It's just a lot of fun to play through. My biggest complaint, for me, honestly, is that it can be too easy. But that's mainly because of the magic spells, as I was concentrating there for a minute. There's a spell in this game that can heal you. So, and your magic can regenerate. So, put 2 and 2 together, well, the game becomes kind of a joke once you get access to it. That's why I try not to use the healing spell too much. I only use it maybe once or twice to give myself some sort of challenge, but in terms of Let's Play, I'll probably use it a bit more because I don't feel like having to restart. Actually, that reminds me, I should probably save. Whoops. Back. But that's why I want to see like a remake or a sequel out of this game, because there's potential with it, and it needs it badly. And Nintendo's held on to the rights for this game for like 16 years, but they still don't fucking do anything with it, and I don't get why. Well, that's the thing. This game has become kind of a cult classic for the GameCube. But Nintendo decides they keep renewing the rights for it, but they just they've never done anything with it. Maybe one day. Well, I'm sure that's probably the reason why it's never gotten one, but one can hope. And a spiritual successor from the original developers almost happened a few years ago, but because the guy that kind of headlined and spearheaded it doesn't have the greatest reputation, so the Kickstarter for it wasn't a success, and it kind of fell to the wayside. So that might be another reason why this game will probably never see a second chance. But I'll play this one every couple of years. Now, what I picked up there was Power Circle, which is basically allows me to cast stronger spells. It's nice enough, but the only problem with it is you got to put in the spells all over again if you want to use them on the 7th point. This one's gonna take a little bit. Not too long, but it's, like I said, it's a bit of a pain in the ass. And I fucked that up. Dispel. Spell 9. Okay. Shit, forgot it. Okay. Now, the cool thing is about the magic thing is that it's not... like, you don't have to wait for... to get the scroll to actually input the new spell. As long as you figure it out, or you know beforehand, and you have the right runes for it, you'll get to put in the spell a lot sooner than what you would normally. Like, for example, I'm going to use the 7-point spell on the summoning spell. And no, I I haven't heard of it, but I'll have to look into it. Oops. Okay, so I just need to do that shit. Okay, I guess I'm not doing it the wuss way. Fuck. I was gonna summon a monster and fight those guys upstairs, but pushed the wrong button. Oh, get off! Get off, get off, get off! Lock on him. Just dodge it. Seriously? Okay, sepia tone. Why would they have this? Oh, yeah. Usually I forget when they go into the sepia tone, it means there's something important.
This isn't really happening!
I guess not. Sounds interesting enough. I'll have to look into it. So I like games that have, I feel like you're progressing as you keep going, so that could be right up my alley. Shit, the wrong fucking thing. Oops. At least I don't have to deal with it later. Okay, fuck. Guess I'm using that spell. Use it once, and that's why you don't want to let your sanity go all the way down, or else it'll start affecting your health. And the amount of bone thieves, and they... Oh, fuck, I forgot that's an... Oh, that one's a full heal. And that's why I don't like using guns on these guys, because... Get off. Sometimes it just automatically misses. Fuck. Fucking. bitch. Yeah, I know the feeling. My mouth doesn't like the brain a lot of the time either. This level definitely makes you use your spell list a lot. Well, that's cool. Definitely have to look into it then if it's on Steam. I used the wrong fucking spell. Dummy. Fuck. I always get those two fucking mixed up. Do I have the key? Fuck, where the hell's the key for it? Oh boy. For fucking key. And then we'll check. Nothing in here. A lot of running around, and I can't believe I forgot that damn key. It's probably not even up here, but... it isn't. Shit. Well. Well, it's good to keep that in mind, I guess. I'm not sure if I'll be able to stream it, because if I gotta do it off my laptop, and, well, my laptop's seen better days, and I'm surprised they can even run an emulator at the time. Because I'll have to probably have a couple things going at it, but... there's gotta be something in here. Just going back up. Is there something down Where is it? Where is it? And of course is in the area where I'm gonna check last. Son of a bitch. Great. No, you are not. I know in the previous chapter you had to knock on one of these. Oh, why am I fucking brain farting on this? Why can't I remember where the hell that fucking key is? Gotta be in the older part. What's that over there? Of course not. I gotta open it with that fucking piano. Do I already have it or something? No, I don't. Where the fuck? Like, I am so lost, I don't even know why. Because I know what I'm looking for. But I just don't fucking remember where the hell it is. There's something over here. This thing. Oh yeah, I've totally played this game how many times and for years. Why the hell have I fucking brain farted on this? Isn't doing this again. Jesus Christ. I can't go out there. Fucking Christ. is it? It's probably in the stupidest fucking place, and I forget where the hell it is, and I probably forget every damn time. Ridiculous that it's taking me this long. That's what I'm doing. Unbelievable. Hold up, I'm almost there. It's on the left side of the organ. Am I fucking blind? I don't understand why the hell I was, like... Are you... It was right fucking there. I've even went to this fucking thing a couple times. Like, son of a bitch. Well, I'm a jackass. Fuck's sakes. I thought I checked it once or twice, though. It just... whatever. I got it. Yeah, I feel like a total fucking dickhead. Yes, it was, and why I didn't remember that is beyond me. Fuck! Okay, we're gonna heal. I don't know, because I'm pretty sure you saw me go to the piano at least once or twice, and it wasn't showing up or activating, I guess. Well, either way, that fuck-up's all on me. Now, one thing about killing these, well, not killing, chopping the red zombies' heads off is that they'll actually become a lot more aggressive. Fuck you. Oh, shit. Man, I gotta fucking get that sanity up. I wasn't expecting that many bone thieves in there.
Sweet Alex. Many centuries I've waited for you. You are mine. Don't disappoint me now. I've waited such a long time, Alex.
Never! I know what you are. I've seen what happened.
You can try to fight me, but in the end you shall succumb to my desires. My foolish child. You don't even know your own destiny.
Get away from me!
This isn't really happening!
I gotta take these guys out because they'll regenerate their limbs. Don't want that. Yeah, go, go, go! These guys, you definitely gotta watch out. In fact, I'm bringing my fucking shield back. I'm not used to sensitive. See, like that totally wiped out my fucking shield in like one go. Sign. Make that power, yep. Can we go this way? No. I'd open the door, reload, dickhead. Let's a little bit stronger since this is actually a chapter that's been kind of kicking my ass. Check it out. It's been 2 weeks since Haskell went missing, and I'm afraid I have... and I'm afraid to go to sleep. More than once I saw shadows of people moving past my bed, peeking through the blinds to see a wounded soldier being taken away from his bed. Drugged and delirious in the dead of night, never to be seen again. As Haskell was, perhaps as I will be. What happened to them, I don't know. I'm afraid to ask what happened, for I know that I would surely be the next one to be taken into the darkness. After this chapter, there's still 3 more stages to go. And how long have I been at it for? I probably would have been done this chapter by now if I didn't have that dipshit moment. So, we'll see. How it goes. I might do one more. Maybe call it a night. I'm not too sure. So yeah, this is where those little guys will send you if you get hit by them. It's basically kind of like a recharge station that you can recharge one of either your health, your magic, or your sanity, but because you have the heal spell, it kind of becomes pointless. One cool thing, though, is some of the stuff you'll send to this area with when you summon your own little fuck, I can't remember the name of it. You'll send them here and they'll actually show up. It's a nice little attention to detail. Go back out. Get some sanity back. The soldier's cold and stiff body lies sprawled on the steps. Peter attempts to flip the corpse over to discover his identity, but all that is left of the man's face is ruined mass of eaten flesh. Detail. Okay, scroll. Okay, area and project. Spell. Here. Okay, so I normally wouldn't do this, but considering we're about to actually fight the first boss of the game, I'm healing up. And getting prepped for it, because this is actually a pretty long fight and I don't want to screw it up. Mr. No-Face probably got eaten by one of those zombies. Or are you talking about the guy in that cutscene with the woman? And I know this is going to take a little bit, but I'm not taking any chances. Actually, I should save. Yeah, it's... Well, I guess if you want to count a certain enemy in, I think, Chapter 5 as a boss, but I consider him more of just a mini-boss. But this is like the first time where it actually has different attack patterns and stuff. And then there's like one more after this. Yeah, mine can be too. No face facts. Ooh, fuck you. Forgot about that on this one. He try and fucking grab you with his fucking little tongue thing. See, now with the... If I would have picked a different ancient, then it would be a different boss. They're pretty similar for the most part. But each one has like a little bit of a different attack, and they all vary in a different appearance. There we go. I don't have to go back to the thing each time. And that was the first phase. As you can see, the barrier gets closer, which makes it a bit of a pain in the ass, because you don't want to get too close to him, and he starts summoning zombies in this one, and to me, I feel this is the biggest pain in the ass fight. And obviously don't touch it, get off. Oh, moron, you have to wait till he glows. I'm an idiot. Come on. And this phase right here is why you were a crappy boss in my very first Crappy Bosses episode. Son of a fucking... Oh, you... Yeah, this is... What the hell? enough. Would have had it that time if I didn't get Sandy into fucking caution. Come on. Fuck! Just wing it best. Of course it doesn't fucking hit him. I hate this fight. It's just this phase, too, that I never enjoy. Finally! One more time so I can do the phase. Seriously? Come on, do your summon. Alright, time for the easy part. Tired. I did that too late. Shit. Like I said, it's that second part. It can be kind of fickle at times. The Guardian of Chaturga vanquished, and the stained glass that kept the hidden line in pieces. The essence of Ulyaoth is now liberated. Its magic beckons to Peter, calling to him. He approaches cautiously. Should Peter retrieve? Yes, he should. 69 years later.
And that was how I came by it. I know it sounds crazy, but there you have it. The only proof I have is that statue.
It's a strange one. I've seen one like it before.
You have?
Yes. Very rare, though. Very obscure.
I've had experts take a look at it, and none of them know what it is. And you do.
I'm somewhat of an expert on these things myself. An interest I developed a long time ago while I was a young man.
Then you should keep it. Lord knows I have no interest in it. I am sure it's the cause of my sleeplessness. I keep thinking about it, as if it's calling out to me.
Then a drink, perhaps. For the gift. For an unusual objet d'art.
First things first. I am saving. That took a hell of a lot longer than I ever expected it to. We used in the previous chapter. We'll be using this. Now we can go in there. Not our fault you died. Well, except for that one where I blew her fucking head off. Oh, gotta go upstairs. Tell a hellish depiction of some monstrous landscape. A blood-colored sky hangs over the dementedly surreal land, in which flayed skins flap in an acidic breeze. One mind could have conceived this. Well, your mind, because that only appears when your sanity's low. There. Check. page from Maximilian Roivas' journal. It reads, I sought to love all, yet now love causes me pain and suffering. I have learned to fear nothing, although it is nothing that I most fear. All that were loyal to me now number among my worst enemies. Okay, there's something in here, but where? Clearly in here. Now let's take that.
You are not free to leave this plane until you complete a task for me. You are to hunt and kill the master of this house. Do this one thing, and you will be free. Else fear the wrath of Chaturga. Everything is complete for your arrival, Master. Now we must wait for the planets to align, and that is not too many years from now. Another Roivas has crossed our path. This time, we will not be so merciful. He will meet such a horrible death that the rest of the line will never set foot in his house again.
My education in psychiatry did not prepare me. I would love to see how Freud's view of his mother would change with the knowledge of Chaturga. How Skinner would incorporate Zellertath into his behaviorist theories. How Jung would accommodate Ulioth into his theory of the collective unconscious. Like my ancestor, Maximilian, I too had an interest in my family tree. As a psychiatrist, I believed that science could provide answers into my family's sordid, bizarre past. It was with great excitement that I began my search. The mansion's history was filled with my colorful predecessors. Everything from convicted and hung witches to committed madmen, each laying their own peculiar mark on its character. I intended to find their secrets.
So yeah, we finally get to play as the grandfather who's been narrating this entire thing the entire time. This was actually a kind of a surreal moment when I finally got to this part the first time. It was actually like really cool for me.
You know who I am, Edward. Although you are doing your best not to believe it, I am, or was, Maximilian Roivas, your ancestor. I died in an asylum after trying to warn the world. The pain and anguish I felt in that cell has empowered me to linger after my death. I must complete what I started, Edward. The darkness must be stopped, or all of humanity may end.
Well, considering most of them die to begin with, it's
the clock
not that far off.
33rd minute of the 3rd hour.
probably go upstairs. Sword's always good to have. Luckily this one is, well, this part anyway is a bit more straightforward than the previous chapter. Although that last chapter was kind of all on me, so who the fuck am I kidding? Not too much. Just the previous chapter, I kind of, I got lost for a long-ass time, and, the piece I needed was right in fucking front of me, and I actually checked a couple times and completely overlooked it. And something that probably should have been half an hour to 45-minute chapter turned into shit, an hour, if not an hour and a half. So yeah, fun times. You missed me being a dumbass, but at the same time didn't miss much. Oh, wrong, I already checked that one. Oops. So, like we said, we can do this as the ghost said. Do it to 333. This is actually a puzzle that you have to do at the beginning of the game, so it's kind of redundant for them to actually have the ghost just tell you, but whatever. So how's things been, Sean?
Take them and use them.
Have fun on your honeymoon? Seemed like it.
Destroy the Guardians, Edward, and avenge my waste.
Alright, well, thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you next time. Hopefully it won't be too long from now. Yeah. The idea still hasn't left my mind. I just figured to let you and Rocky have your fun on the honeymoon, and then we'd take it from there. Maybe it's not too late after I end the stream. Maybe we'll discuss it a bit more. And yes, just like the monsters in the game, you can actually chop people's head off, too. You don't have to do it, but sometimes it's kind of recommended just to make sure these guys don't attack you afterwards. When it comes to school, I'm just... Oh. School, pretty much, at least down here, couldn't really look into anything until the new year, but... Oh, bitch. Fuck off. Oh my god, if I fucking die. And I died. Jesus Christ, that's the first time I died. You know what? I think that might be an actual time to call this quits. I'll start this chapter and then I'll have one final part. Fuck. Son of a bitch.